Hello there, Aaron Real coming to you from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Chris Brigati, CIO of SWBC. Chris, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to dive right into questions. So let's start off with stock market. What are your thoughts? Where are we? What's going on?
I expect a little bit of a pullback with what's going on in the Middle East right now, but ultimately I'm optimistic that things will come out better in the long run, and I do see some upside throughout the coming year.
That's positive. And we're hearing actually today more positive news than we have the past couple of days. But what about Fed policy? That's a big one as well.
Fed policy, I think, is going to continue to remain on hold. The challenge is what are they going to do with regard to inflation questions that are starting to ramp up with the price of oil, especially, and how that can impact the economy. So ultimately, I've been a little bit concerned about inflation throughout the year, and I continue to remain so. And I think that's going to push back Fed policy initiatives a little bit further into the year.
Chris, software stock sell-off. This is a big thing. What's going on there? Can you shed some light?
I think it's a little overbaked. I mean, the real concern is AI could be displacing a little bit of what's going on in the software space. And I don't think that's really what's going to happen. So I think it's a little bit overbaked. I think the software stocks might start to be a good buy-in here, actually. And ultimately, we get a rebound and a bounce.
And speaking of AI, how do you see this evolving over the next year? It seems like every day it's bullish or bearish and the overall arching theme being bull. But what are your thoughts?
I think AI is a transformative policy, and what it's going to do for our economy and for the job market, et cetera, is going to change things dramatically. Ultimately, I do expect there to be some negatives with regard to the job market as a result of innovations. But really, I use it every day to really become more efficient. And I think the efficiency play is the benefit that it provides to individuals, companies, and our overall economy.
And let's turn to muni bonds now. Where do you see that evolving to this year?
I think municipal bonds, I have a long history in the municipal space. So I think municipal bonds are really going to become a better asset class for investors overall. I mean, the benefits of tax exempt status is really appreciated, especially by high net worth investors. There's going to be we had really strong demand last year. We had decent amount of supply. And I think that demand component is going to continue. The SMA space is buying a lot. ETFs are buying a lot in the space. So I think it's going to be another good opportunity for investors in municipal bonds to lock in better yields.
Chris, any other thoughts you'd like to share?
I'm really thoughtful about what the Fed is going to do with regard to policy going forward and how they're going to approach things. So I'm keeping a very keen eye on making sure that they remain independent. And I think that's very important. I'm very pro-independent Fed because I think that's the best case scenario for the economy. And I just want to think that ultimately going forward, we get through this period of uncertainty and the Fed does their job. We're going to end up better in the long run.
Well put. Chris, thank you so much for your time and your insight. This is Chris Brigati, CIO of SWBC. I'm Aaron Real, and you're watching Asset TV.